All right, so what I'd like to talk about today is making your art fun, because that's obviously the most important thing. If you're not enjoying it, it doesn't matter how many good habits you set up. If you just don't like something, then you're not going to want to do it. Duh. Basically, you want to just look at the things that you enjoy, and you want to be specific with yourself. You want to write down what it is you enjoy about them. So if you want to do artwork, if you want to draw, maybe you think you like comics, maybe you think you like anime, maybe you think you like manga, video games, movies. Maybe you think you like these things, but you might be wrong. Like, you might be. I think that a lot of the problem that a lot of people have with getting better is they are doing what they think they should do. So they just see, everybody online posting, kind of anime style drawings or real cartoony stuff or whatever. Everyone else trying to get better, and so they think, oh yeah, okay, I'll pick a cartoony character. And it's just the same with even hyper realistic artists or whatever who do really well on things like Instagram or whatever. It's like, oh, I've seen that people succeed at getting really good at like doing these hyper realistic, pop culture portraits or whatever, but maybe they don't really want to do that. And that sounds like such common advice, like, oh, figure out what you want to do, not what everyone else wants to do. But the problem with the common advice of that is that it's not specific enough. It's like, figure out what you really want to do, and you're just going like, what do I really want to do? I don't know. Well, you have to be very, very specific. You have to narrow things down. And a good analogy that I'd like to use is everyone, no matter what they're into, if they're an artist or not, would go to the store and to buy clothes, the clothing store, and would look at a rack of shirts or jeans or jackets. Everyone pretty much would only have maybe one thing out of 12 options, 11 options that they really might like, not necessarily even like really like, but everyone kind of works that way. Like, everyone has their excuse me, tastes. So yeah, that's it. Out of 10 things, you might only like 2 of them, and of those 2 things, there's something better about one than the other. And when you're shopping for clothes or you're selecting something like that, you're kind of like almost, when you're presented with 2 options that you kind of like, you're almost kind of doing work to figure out what it is that you prefer about the green shirt with the red stripe versus the blue shirt with the horizontal blue, whatever. You get it. You're like doing work. You're like, what is it that I really like? And so that's kind of the process that you should go at with figuring out what you like. A lot of comic artists, people who want to do comics, don't really like comic books. They like film. They like shots. And so because of that, they would be more suited for storyboarding, or perhaps like penciling and storyboarding within comics. Not trying to do the full comic, not trying to like do all the inking, all the coloring, all that, the writing, whatever. They might be more suited to shot composition, because that's what they really get off on when they watch shows, movies, whatever. They get more enjoyment out of seeing nice shots and good scenes and environments in a TV show or movie than they would get out of certain types of video games or comic books or so on and so forth. So it's narrowing it down. And then I would tell if that person really liked, if they found out, oh yeah, no, I like shot composition and I like film, storyboarding. If that's what I like, then I would like go further and tell them, what is it? What kind of shots do you really like? Like if you were to look at, 50 of the best shots from your favorite movies and you were to line them up, what exactly are you like reacting to where you go like, that's awesome. Like, that's how you figure out what is fun to you. And it's so important to do. I did not make any progress until I kind of figured this out. For me, excuse me. For me, I figured out that I like character customization in video games more than anything. And that's a really common thing. A lot of people, everyone, who plays an RPG or whatever, will, kind of talk about like, oh man, I just spent an hour in the character creator. And that's like, dude, it's like kind of challenging to talk sometimes. A little tired. But yeah, like everyone will be like, oh yeah, I like character creation. But, I really like honed in that was exactly what I like. And within character creation, I like the idea of just the player having as much options and variety and freedom as possible. Like, that is so much fun. It's like the idea of turning a game character creator for a player into their own like art tool almost. Like, there's so many, the idea that there could be so many variations and options that the player would just have like so much for they'd be able to create whatever they want. That's amazing. That's amazing to me, and that like sets off my dopamine and everything a lot more than anything else. At the same time, there's some other things that I really didn't think that I enjoyed all that much, but found out I did. Like environments, the stages that a character's in. I like treating the, if you're playing Street Fighter or something, you have your favorite character. If it's Ryu, mine's Ryu, I'm basic as hell. You get to see him in X amount of different environments too. The environment becomes like another way of customization, like, another way of seeing the character that you like. And that is, to me, when I think of it like that, all of a sudden I'm really into environments. I want to see this pirate character in a cabin in the woods. I want to see him in a bowling alley. I want to see him in an arcade. I want to see what he looks like, in a sewer, whatever. That's really cool to me. So, and when I was a kid, and also going back to when you were a child and what really like excited you, that is what you should do. When I was a kid, I was the most excited about these little tiny like Gundam like figures that weren't like, you could just swap out the heads. They were like eraser material almost. And I loved them because you could customize them. You could take off the arms of some and put them on the others. And that was just like, whoa, dude. So I have 4 figures, and that means I can, array them into like 4 times 4 times however many body parts they have designs. That's a ton. Oh my gosh. And I'd like calculate it. Like, wow, that means there are, fucking 36 or whatever different, probably more than that, customizations or whatever, different characters possible with this amount of stuff. So every time I'd get a new one, I'm like, dude, this like really adds to, that was super fun. You get the idea. And yeah, that's what Fight Daily is going to be about. Like, I don't care almost if it turns into a video game, an art book, a sticker book, if it turns into whatever. This is all I really care about, just making customizable characters that the body parts swap in and out of. And I'm happy enough with the art style and everything, that, you know, I can just keep adding to them, every year that I get work done on them is like just hundreds and 100,000 different customization options and potentials. That's so fun to me. And you know, you could be listening to this and thinking, whoa, that's exactly what's fun to me, is character customization and creativity in that way. And that's really cool. If that's what you're into, you can start doing that. You can start setting up kind of what you see me setting up, which is, you know, these bodies, and then, you know, design them in a way in your Photoshop program where the arms are on different layers and everything, and you can start, you know, just building. And if you're more into storyboarding, if you're more into, you know, because I don't think anyone is really into like one thing. Like I don't think that you can really point and say like, I am into video games or I'm into anime. Like I don't think you can really do that. So you know, try to figure out what it is within the thing that you like the most. Yeah, that's it. You know, in comics you might find that, you know what, actually I'm really reacting to the writing here. Like I'm really reacting to the story here and not so much the art, you know? And so you might just reconsider, you know, you want to be going in a direction that you want to be going in. You don't want to be meandering and trying to slowly figure it out. That's not fun. You know, that's not as much fun as you could be having when you are just like, okay, yeah, I know what I'm gonna be after here. So yeah, that's really it. That's what I want to talk about, and that's what I hope people try to do, is figure out what they actually enjoy. I was going to end the recording. These videos are a work in progress, but I will continue to figure out ways to improve them, and I'm totally fine with just leaving them pretty unedited, like, and as simple as they are, for quite a while before I get carried away with anything. But I am going to be noticing things and trying to improve things. Like, just, you know, I notice when I time lapse everything out and I am watching myself draw, it's like, oh man, I'm mouth breathing a lot, and I've been sick the last few days, so that's definitely part of why. But it's like, man, you know, I could really work on that while I'm drawing. It's very, very helpful, and I hope that these improve, and I hope that I'm able to offer things that are genuinely helpful to people. That's it. So yeah, peace. Enjoy the rest of the video.